Okay, these are for 8.5 notes. The video that I had created is wrong, so I apologize for this. Direct variation is the form of y equals kx. Constant variation k is the value in variation equations. Joint variation is where you have an equation of two or more. It's y equals kxz. Inverse variation is expressed in the form of division problem, or you may write it as yx equals k. Combined variation occurs when quantity varies directly or inversely with two or more inequalities. So, for example, y varies directly as x and y equals 12, x equals 8. Find y when x equals 14. So what you're going to do first is you're going to say varies directly, y equals kx. Plug in what you know. 12 equals k times 8. Divide by 8. K equals 3/2. And then find y 14. So what you're going to do is you're going to go y equals 3/2 times 14, which equals 21. So what you're doing is you're taking an equation of a line, and then you are changing it for one set of values using that same slope, which is a k value, and find that for a different point on that line. So suppose y varies directly with x and z. So y equals kxz, because it varies directly. Find y when x is 9 and z is -3. So y equals k times 9 times -3. That's the first equation based off the first information. If y equals -50 equals k, z is 5, and x is -10. So this one I have two unknowns, this one I have one unknown, so I'm going to solve this one. That's -50, so if I divide by -50 on both, k equals 1. So now if I plug this in, 1 times 27, -27, equals -27, so y equals -27. Y varies inversely as x. So inversely as x, y equals k divided by x. That's what inversely is. 18 equals k divided by 16. If I multiply over, 18 times 16 equals k. K equals 288. So you're going to find x when y equals 9. So 9 equals 288 divided by x. Multiply. 9x equals 288. Divide by 9. X equals 32. Alright. The map of Illinois is scaled so that 2 inches represents 15 miles. 2 inches equals 15 miles. How far apart are Chicago and Rockford if they're 12 inches apart? So this is really more of a inverse variation or a scale factor. So 2 inches over 15 miles equals 12 inches over x miles. Varies inverse, they are equivalent to each other. Cross multiply, divide. So 2x equals 180. Divide by 2. X equals 90 miles. Which makes sense because 2 times 6 gets you 12. 15 times 6 gives you 90. Alright, the next one, suppose A varies directly as B and A varies inversely as C. So that means A equals KB. At the same time, it's going to be A equals K divided by C. Directly is multiplied, inversely is divide. Find B when A equals 8, K, B, and C equals -3. Not enough information there yet. If B equals 16, C equals 2, and A equals 4. So 4 equals K, 16, 2. So multiply by 2, I get 8 equals K times 16, divide by 16. K equals 1/2 or a decimal, either way. So this becomes -24 equals, plug that 1/2 times B, multiply by 2 on both sides. I'm going to bring in another color here because I'm running out of room. Times by 2, times by 2. B equals -48. Suppose D varies directly as F. So D equals KF and inversely as G. Remember, inversely you divide, directly you multiply. Find G when D equals 6, F equals -7. They want to know G. But the problem that before that is if G equals 12, so I'm going to divide by 12, D is 9, 9 equals K, and F is 3. So solve this one first. Multiply by 12, 108 equals 3K. Divide by 3, K equals, I want to say 24, but I don't know. 18, I don't know. 36. So now I'm going to take that 36, plug it into this formula. 6 equals 36 times -7 divided by G. 6G equals 36 times -7 divided by 6. G equals -42.